I'm going to be reading three poems. I've never read these before, so we're popping the cherry of these. And these are going to be, well, that's appropriate that I just said that. These are going to be from a manuscript that comes out next year with Arsenal Pulp called Artificial Cherry. And this first one is about my vagina. Yes, it's called My Montreal Vagina. At times I've wondered how it would be to know its deep well of femininity from within. Not just some visitor fumbling around as if searching for keys in a pocket or purse. But given the unlikelihood a transformation would ever happen, I've never spent a long time consoling myself or lamenting the loss of what never could have been, until I was surprised by a doctor in Montreal whose medical chart seemed to perplex him so deeply that he just stared at me in silence, unable to articulate anything more than a quizzical, "Do you have a vagina? Do you own a vagina?" And part of me wondered, if only for a few moments, whether this was my chance to say, "Yes, I do," to that chorus of well-meaning friends who liked to joke that it didn't matter that I didn't have a vagina because my asshole was my vagina, only in disguise. And I didn't want kids anyways, right? Yes. Oh, what's that? Right. So you were a man then, with a penis. You were a man without a vagina. Yes, I'm a man, I said. Though for a few minutes there I fell in love with the possibility of what a displaced medical chart could offer my anatomy, my Montreal vagina appearing as if by magic, then diving back into the well of itself, disappearing with barely a ripple. I keep getting a little glimmer of the curling thing, and I feel like I have to start, like I'm usually, if I'm skipping and you'd have the broom down here and then you'd be waiting to say, hurry, hurry hard, and I just have this feeling. I'm looking for other curlers. It's not happening. I'm okay. This poem is called Anthony's Glass Eye. It has a reference to Sandy Duncan. She was an American actress, and she was on Valerie's Family, and she was in Triscuit commercials, and she played Peter Pan for many years, and she was just really irritating, but lovely at the same time, right? How many people know what Sandy Duncan is then? Okay, so we got good, okay. Yay for Sandy. Anthony's Glass Eye. I'd only heard of glass eyes from the punk rock band Sandy Duncan's Glass Eye. Sandy Duncan, famous for flying around stages in green leotards, thanks to harness and wires, famous for Peter Pan, Triscuit commercials, and her glass eye, which made the flying even more remarkable for some reason. I'd only heard of glass eyes from that band and her until I met Anthony, and how he'd surprise his roommates by whipping out his penis, pulling back the foreskin, and inserting his glass eye at the tip. A mythological creature of his own making, a miniature cyclops, the fate's cheeky brother. In my dreams, Anthony played marbles with that eye as well, suckered all the kids in the schoolyard every lunch hour, wiped off his eye with his clean shirt, then popped it back in just in time for class. Perhaps it was Anthony who should have played Peter Pan. Perhaps Sandy Duncan was mythological herself and could fly without the harness and wires. Perhaps they share the same designer who'd hand blow them little spheres with love and care, each one familiar, yet one of a kind. I've been wanting to write about Anthony for 20 years, so there we go. I've got one more newer poem, and then I'm going to read the poem from the anthology. This one's called Scrotal Eclipse of the Heart. When your boyfriend screams from the bathroom that his loose hanging balls dipped into the toilet water, you don't have the heart to explain it wasn't the water that betrayed him, just gravity reenacting Sir Isaac Newton and his apples. Something to look forward to, gentlemen. All right. I just want to say that I can't even describe how difficult it is to do an anthology like this. I co-edited Seminole, which was the first anthology of Canada's gay male poetry, and that was so rewarding and so just all-consuming and crazy, and it's unbelievable. So please send my love to Brittany and Reggie. This is, it's beautiful, and I'm just so proud to be in this with all these wonderful chorus of voices. So, and I'm just so happy too, because my last two books, I've loved them, but I got to write a lot about fast food, and the last book was about the Titanic. So it's been really nice to be a bit skanky again. So thank you for enabling that one more time. This is called The Ghost of Blowjobs Past. Okay. I'll start again. Suppose you're invited to a Christmas party, and when you arrive at the condo lobby, something feels familiar, which is strange since it's not your kind of building, and you don't recall ever coming there before. Suppose on the flight up, it hits you that the building sits on the land that once occupied one of your favorite nightclubs. Love Affair, or Love My Hair, as you so affectionately called it. And even though the elevator plays Christmas carols, your head starts to fill with the thump, thump, thump of the club, along with visions of your favorite bartenders, the punk rock cocktail waitresses, the woman with the long brown hair who you swore wore the same black dress as she danced on the speakers for a decade's worth of Tuesdays. All this and more comes back to you as you exit the elevator, and just as you knock, knock, knock on the door, you're taken back to the moment a beautiful stranger pushed you into the stalls and gave you your first anonymous blowjob. And as the host opens the door, instead of saying hello, you say, "Someone gave me a blowjob here 20 years ago." Which makes him a little uncomfortable and you a lot ashamed. This isn't the first time ghosts have haunted you, as most of Vancouver feels like a graveyard of nightclubs past. And even by just walking around, you're bound to realize just how many of your pivotal moments have been cemented over like Jimmy Hoffa. Maybe it's just ego not able to let go of the geography, or your need for connection, a little bit of ownership in a city you'll never own. Thank you.